everyone. This is MAQ Qureshi from CEO Chairman, Cricket Council USA. I have CCUSA Tournament Directors and Rules Regulations Guidelines, Mr. Zafar Shah, which is going to read the rules and regulation today. I'll let you know the tournaments, how they're going to play after COVID-19 rules has been changed. A lot of things has been changed after the coronavirus situations and health cautions. So he is here. He's going to help to read all the rules and regulation to a coming up tournament. And after the rules regulation, we have the Ann Thomas, is certified nurse. Also, he is the Cricket Council USA tournament field directors. He's going to be on the reading the rules regulation. We like to follow his direction during the games and tournament MAQ T10 at the stadium. Just follow the rules. It's safety for you and safety for others. And let's play cricket. Thank you, guys.
Hello, everyone. This is Shah Zafar, Tournament Director for Cricket Council USA. I am here to present you the rule summary of the T10 tournament that teams are coming to participate throughout the USA. Rule summary is for all the teams. They are participating to acknowledge. Tournament format is 10 over per inning, round robin matches. 10 players per side are permitted to play. Bowlers can bowl up to 2 overs maximum per inning. No power play overs and no fielding restrictions. Total match time is 90 minutes. That includes 40 minutes per inning plus 10 minutes inning break. Super sub. Super sub is allowed in this tournament. Super sub team are required to name the super sub before the toss to the umpire and notify the other team captain. The super sub will replace any player at any point in the game. And it will take over the substitute player batting and bowling duties and stats in the game. So, for example, if the bowler has bowled 1 over and he has already batted and you're bringing in a super sub, he can only bowl 1 over. But if you're fielding first and the player you're substituting has not bat, then he will bowl 2 overs and he can bat. If the players that bowl, once the super sub has entered the game, he cannot be replaced with the substitute player, and substitute player cannot re-enter the match again. Means that there's only one swap, and that swap can happen, and the player that gone out cannot come back in, and the super sub that comes in cannot go out and be replaced with another sub. Super over will be used to break the tie, and Duckworth Lewis will be used for all interrupted matches. So these are the rule summary of the tournament that is going to be played, and I hope that I have summarized it in such a way that very simple and enjoyable time. Now I'm going to go over some safety aspect of the game, because we are going through the COVID-19 pandemic, and in context of the COVID-19 pandemic, we have made some safe play cricket guidelines, and these guidelines applies to all player, coaches, umpire, training staff, management of the CCUSA, and all the teams and the spectators. So the safety first. In the safety distance, I would say that a distance of 2 meters or 6 feet must be maintained at all time. No close gathering. Avoid close gathering. Use the face mask if it's manageable. Hand wash when possible. Use sanitizer or the disinfection wipes when it's possible. Avoid touching eyes and nose and mouth. Covering your mouth when coughing. And anyone feeling sick at any time, before the play or during the play, please go home and stay home. do not come and risk other people at the field. While you are on the field, it is recommended the player to use the face mask when you are off the field. When you are off the field, it is recommended that you use the mask and stay 6 feet apart in the thing. No salvia or the sweat to be used on shining the ball while you're sitting outside or practice or during the game. No touching or sharing of other player personal equipment. This is very important. You touch sometimes helmet because it goes on the head and it's close to the face. Gloves, wicket keeping gloves, inners, cricket balls, any pads, anything that's a personal equipment should not be touched, even though they are sitting outside and in the pavilion. But those are personal equipment, so keep your personal equipment at distance and do not touch other people's personal equipment. All players should bring their own private water bottle if possible, just to make sure that, and then mark them. There must be no sharing of water on and off the field of the play. So if the water bottle going into the field or people coming out and sometimes they take a sip and give it to other people, that's very dangerous. Don't do that. If possible, clearly label your water bottle with your name on it. There must be no spinning on and off the field while sitting on the outside as a batsman or on the field while you're running. All replacement cricket ball must be sanitized before being given to the umpires. So if the ball gets lost and goes somewhere and cannot be found, and the replacement ball is coming in, it must be sanitized. And you as a player, make sure that they are sanitized before you touch it. And umpires should also make sure that they are sanitized before they get it. Batting side player, while waiting for their batting, don't sit too close, and make sure you have a distance. Scorers, especially, don't sit in a crowd. Stay 6 feet apart whenever you're sitting from the players and gathering. And the commentators, stay apart. When you are in the commentary box, make sure you're alone. If you're serving somebody, there's a social distance between you. The umpire must maintain social distance while they're off the field. So if umpire coming to the game and they are talking to the captain outside the field for nomination of the player or something, make sure there's a 6 feet distance between you and the other people while you're speaking. Wear the mask. Umpires especially wear the mask. And so these are the very, very important outfield, off the field instructions. I'm going on to the on-field instructions. On the field, players shall not be doing the celebration, like close celebration, high five, patting on the back or something. When you're getting close, it puts you on the risk. So no celebration on the thing. We have to adopt the new circumstances that we're going through. So your cooperation is very important. Players and umpires must keep 6 feet distance all time on the field. Means that you are fielding, you're coming down there, you're giving a cap to the umpires. Well, I'm going to come and address that later. No salvia or sweat to be used on shining the ball while you're as a bowler or a fielder or something. Do not, tamper the ball with the salvia or the sweat, right? Umpires are not going to hold any personal equipment on the field. This is for safety precaution, and I think I have addressed that into the umpire section also. The players should not approach the umpires like, take my sweater or take my jacket or take my hat or anything. All wicket keepers shall maintain at least 2 feet from the stumps or 6 feet from the batsman. Batsman usually in a 4 feet distance while you are keeping, but when you're coming closer to the keeping, that distance is almost about 4 feet. So go back 2 more feet to make sure there's a 6 feet distance between that, because if the batsman cough or something because he's wearing a helmet, he cannot put his hand on it, and then you are leaning on it, then it's dangerous that you might get those some of the germs, right? No sharing of wicketkeeper gloves or inner. So if you are changing the wicketkeeper during the game, you got to get your own equipment and you put it on. You're not going to have the equipment. It's the same equipment the wicketkeeper was wearing, and he takes off and give it to you. No handshaking, embracing, high five, hugging, and fist bump. There must be no spinning on the field while fielding or batting, right? This is very important because if you're spinning on it and somebody steps on it, means that germs are going to go into the shoes, and when he goes outside to walk, it may carry on with him, right? And you never know what else can be done. For umpires, very important. Umpire wears the mask. Umpire always keep a sanitizer in his pocket or disinfection wipes to clean their hand as needed after over, whatever, touching the ball. You make sure you clean your hand before touch the ball and after touching the ball. Umpire, make sure that all fielders are at all time have a 6 feet distance while the fielding placements is done. So if the especially in the slip corridor, where usually is very close, approximately of 1 meter, 3 feet, the shot to be 6 feet. So those are the adjustment the player have to, or the team has to adjust. Umpire should also enforce no salvia, no sweat, and use sanitizer disinfection to clean the ball when it's possible. And breach of the guidelines shall result into some penalties. Means that umpires, if it feels that during the game you are breaching these guidelines, means that you're putting everybody else at the risk, and umpire is going to give you the warning and 5-run penalties, should give it 5-run penalties, and a final warning. And next time you do, umpire should take you out of the game, right? And there will be no replacement for those players. It's very important because, as you probably realize, that I'm emphasizing a lot on the salvia, a lot on the sweats, and perhaps repeating some of the things because CCUSA tournaments, we really care about your and your players' safety first. And this is why we're enforcing. At the same time, we want to provide you the opportunity to play cricket. Umpire to ensure that teams are following guidelines. Umpire shall not carry or hold any personal equipment, including the cap, water, well, not water bottle, but the cap, sweater, towels, or anything. Umpire shall ensure that both captains confirm that the players they are participating do not have any symptoms, do not have any sickness, right? And or illness of any type, even the cough or flu or something. If that happens, then the captain should not allow that person to participate. There will be a waiver form sending out to you in particularly the same manner, which indicates that you are taking a risk to participate in the tournament. So please sign the waiver form, and it's captain's responsibility to make sure the sick people are not around the people who are participating. And umpire will also enforce the no celebration guideline. So it's very clear, if somebody breaches, umpire is going to give them a warning, 5-run penalty, and then the second warning is the person is going to be out, because we need to protect the we need to protect the safety of the other players. There's also an isolation plan if the individual playing the match becomes ill during the game in the field or outside the field. In this case, this particular isolation plan applies to everyone who is participating or helping out as a volunteer, commentator, spectator, whoever. Unwell individual must be isolated and removed from the area immediately. There's no question, no if, no buts. The safety is important. Local health authorities should be notified the person is sick, and as soon as possible, sick individual must be advised to quarantine himself or herself and visit the local hospital for testing as soon as possible. Affected area should be cordoned off and cleaned if possible, and all participant attending shall be advised to self-isolate and monitor for a few days, 14 days or whatever it is, to make sure that you are safe, right? So these are the summary of the guidelines. These papers will be available on site if somebody wants to read it and go over it to make sure you had. I have with me Ian Thomas. Ian Thomas is the registered nurse, and he will be the coordinator and monitoring the situation at the ground. And so please respect him and respect all those volunteers who are going to be participating to help you play the cricket. And so their advice is good, and we all have to cooperate, and we all have to recognize this is not the normal condition we are playing the cricket. These are the conditions that we have to adjust to it. And I wish you all the best, and enjoy as much as you can. And thank to the Cricket Council USA for organizing the start of the cricket season tournament, where people can come and participate. Perhaps this is a tournament where people will get used to it and set example for the future tournaments to play.
My name is Ian Thomas, and I'm also a registered nurse. So not do I just only play the game of cricket, it's a game that I love, and I really have a deep passion for cricket, but I also have a deep passion for healthcare. And just as Shaw would have outlined, safety comes first. So as much as I love cricket, I am basically a safety advocate. And meaning basically with just listening as Shaw went over all those rules, it was just like I'm listening to somebody from the CDC. The rules, they are clear. They're eligible in writing, so we can see them. It will be available to every single player. So I will be present at the field of play, and every player is gonna have to adhere by all the rules and guidelines that have been read out here today. Those are guidelines that are implemented by the CDC, Center for Disease Control. There's also guidelines that is put in by Mohammed Qureshi in terms of the league itself, the cricket league. So we are abiding by the rules of the CDC and the rules of the cricket governing body. So I'm very pleased that I am part of this organization, Cricket Council USA. It has really bring cricket to another dimension, in that it's not just about us playing the game of cricket, but it's also about the safety of the players, the safety of our family, and the safety of our spectators and everyone that will be participating in this competition. And I just like to go over a few things, because working hospital setting, these are some of the very same rules that would have given to a patient, family members, the wider community, and it's the same rules that have been given worldwide, basically. So the rules are there, it's all over the media, and they're clear, and as I said, we just gonna abide by it. The ones that I really love, and I'll go over, is the fact that you're having your personal protective gears for cricket. There will be no shearing. We're not allowed to shear gears any at all. The reason being, we're sweating in them, we're touching them, we're basically in contact with our gears. So we don't want to have shearing. I know over the years of playing the game of cricket, somebody may show up at the game and they'll borrow someone's gears. This is a time that we can't have it based on the pandemic and the nature of the disease that we're facing. So that is very important, guys. When you come to the field, you have your own gears. We're not going to be sharing gears. Again, it was mentioned about the washing of the hands. We can't stress how important that is. Washing your hands, we don't want to have dirty hands. The very important thing to go over is the touching of the mouth, the nose, and the eyes. Reason being, these are ports of entry, and we don't want to have that going on. On the field of play, we're going to have the safe distance. We understand, the biggest part of it is the slip cardinal. But guess what? 6 feet for this game. We love the game. We want to play the game. That's more than okay. So with all the guidelines that have been given here today, I personally will be at the field, and I'll ensure that these rules are abide by. And as you say, if somebody break the rule, then there are going to be penalties. And somebody may be taken out of the game, if they're not able to adhere by those rules and regulations. The umpire themselves will also play a big part in it. But I'm saying, let us as individuals play our part in protecting ourselves and protecting our loved ones, our family, and our friends. And the next part that I have to go over again, the part is, if you're sick, please stay home. And with this, you won't miss the game. You won't miss a ball. And we just gotta give a big shout out to Sir Mohammed Qureshi, MAQ himself, in that he will be bringing these games live. So you'll be able to watch these games on MAQ TV, MAQTV.com. If you're a Facebook follower, go onto Facebook, you'll find us. If you go onto YouTube, you'll find us. you go onto Instagram, you'll find us. So don't feel that you'll be missing the game. So if you're sick, we ask that you stay home. If you're at the game and you're feeling ill, please let us know about it so we get you the necessary medical assistance. Let us get you to have medical treatment at least. Because guess what? It's not about just us. It's about the family and the people we love and care about. And we all love the game of cricket and we want to see it play, but we also want to make sure we abide by these rules and these regulations that would be implemented just for safety measures. So I can't stress enough how important it is in terms of the safety of our players, the safety of our spectators, the safety of our friends and our family. So let's just come out and play a very good game of cricket. Enjoy the game. You know, there's a little changes and we just got to adapt to the changes because it's for the better of everyone.